Welcome everybody. This is the first time I am attempting to do an Inktober challenge. I've been drawing forever, but I just never have done it. Don't know why, I just haven't. This year I want to try it, commit myself to drawing 31 things. I draw constantly, I draw every day, but this is prompts that I wouldn't necessarily draw on my own. So I'm going to try it and hopefully I learn something along the way and hopefully you guys enjoy it. But again, this is my first time. This is day one and the prompt is Mustache. Now I was going to do a certain hero, certain plumber guy, but I decided that, you know, DMCAs and all that stuff I don't want to mess with it. I think I'm going to try something a little different and you're about to see what that is. So let's get it. It's day one of Inktober. Today's prompt is Mustache and I'm drawing Albert Einstein. That's the attempt anyway, because you know, mustache. So I'm going to show you how I approach inking. I come from a comic background and when I draw, I like to think of underdrawing sort of to get the forms down and then I go into inking. I might attempt doing some just straight inking. I'm not sure yet. For now, I'm going to use construction drawing and use this picture of Mr. Albert Einstein. I suppose what I'm drawing isn't as important as getting to it. Got rather a rectangular head, but I'm going to start with a circle so I have something to work with. Just trying to keep it loose. It's okay to be messy and loose at this point. That's why I like to do it this way. Just trying to draw what I see and not sort of like what you think you should be seeing. Like, you know what the construction of a face looks like, but you just keep yourself from doing what you think should be and just draw what you see. It's kind of far from me, so this probably will come out a little comic-y. That's just how I draw, but the intention is to try to make it look a little bit like him. And he's got from this picture I'm looking at, he's a lot of contrast. It's an old black and white picture. Just trying to get the shading areas that I want really thick. His nose is also like right around here from this angle, this picture. And I'm also quite far away from where he's at, so he's looking a lot like shapes. I have my glasses on, but I'm definitely further away than I would normally be while I'm drawing this because he's on the monitor over here. This is why I like to start with construction. See, usually when I'm drawing my characters, I do it with the nose first. I can adjust it as I need to. Shape of his face is okay, but I'm gonna cut him up a little bit more there with my pencil. So I'm just gonna cut his shape in first. Where his nose should be. It's been a while since I did a likeness drawing. I'm trying to get the shape of where his eye socket should be. His eyes in that picture are he's older here, I assume. So his eyelids are quite sunken back. A lot of depth here. I don't usually talk this much when I'm drawing, so this is this is unique for me. I do talk when I'm drawing my comic books and stuff, but I tend to be talking about characters and stuff, so this is interesting. I like the light is shining in his eyes too. That's, you know, special theory of relativity. Pretty cool. Again, he's gonna look more comic-y than absolute realism. Let me see. This is gonna be fun, I think, but I'm gonna actually ink. Hopefully his mustache will make him look more like what you think. Unless I don't make him look like the Quaker Oat guy. I think I'm doing okay. Got a lot of wrinkles and stuff on his face in this picture. The real signature is his crazy hair. I'm not planning on doing his whole portrait. I was just wanting to do like right around here. Wearing like a wool-looking shirt, kind of. So I like drawing loose like this because then I can correct my mistakes as I go. My mistakes I'm referring to my proportions, placement, not proportion, but placement of the drawing. Since it's, you know, it's a portrait, this is kind of stricken in shadow, but this cuts back around. This is a Staedtler pencil, by the way. It's a drafting pencil. It's a mechanical lead holder. You know, I actually really like this because it doesn't smudge when I'm drawing. I very much like that. If you get the eye shape right, I feel like that's the most important thing with getting a likeness. You get their eyes right. That's just my opinion. Like what we look at the most when we stare at people, right? Depending on the person. He's close. Again, he's a little cartoony looking, but I warned you that would happen. I was checking my placement before I go any further. Height of his chin, maybe, and neck. I mean, the hair will help, but you don't get the face right. I'm just doing a little wire mesh for his hair right now. Not my best portrait, but I guess that's not really the point, is it? I guess it's a little too dull. A little off. Also, this erases really, really nicely. Just giving myself some guidance for when I actually ink this. The texture on his jacket would be really cool to do, I think. That's as far as I want to take it, though. Just something like that. I know his likeness isn't perfect. So it's really hard for this to smudge, so I like that a lot. Well, that is what it is. I want those stark blacks in there, so I'm going to make sure I put those in here. Well, cartoonish representation of a look-alike Einstein, I guess. If I didn't tell you what it was, probably wouldn't know what the hell I was drawing. So the point of construction drawing like this for me is like I've done this in the past where I started to draw something and it was totally wrong because I went ahead and started doing like realistic rendering on it and the proportions weren't quite right or it wasn't lined up right, don't do that. Don't do what I do. You know, like I said, if you get the eyes right, the rest will look fine. But I don't think it. As long as, if you get the placement, everything correct, I don't think I did. I usually can, but I did not do that. Yeah, well, whatever. Okay, I was just wanting to see if I can try that. Been a while since I tried to do anybody that you would recognize. Well, whatever. And this line's a little harsh, obviously, for his hairline, but that'll work for now. So if I can keep this on camera. Yeah, normally I would do this kind of thing and get it correct. And you can start at this point. If you get your proportions right away, then you can add your detail and it'll come out better, I think. It's been a long time since I did any kind of portraiture, so I guess it's not completely terrible, but it certainly needs improvement. This is definitely a reality check, man. I'm trying to draw some realism again. I've done that forever. And all right, last time I was going to try the Japanese nib, but I didn't. I used a different one. So I'm going to try the Japanese nib. By the way, I'm using the sketch and illustration pen set from Master Touch Hobby Lobby, and it has a bunch of different nibs in it. So I was just trying all the different nibs as I go because I hadn't actually used a pen and this nib and holder type set. I've never done that before. I've never used this nib before, so I have no idea how it's going to look. What I do like about these nibs is it feels like it's really easy to just keep the pen pressure down to keep from slipping. It's kind of cool. And I am no ink master. I promise you that. This is also that Manga Ink, which again I don't know anything about. I don't know what specifically makes it Manga Ink. I guess it's just like I said to differentiate that it's not India ink. I don't really know. I do ink a lot, but I don't think of myself as like a professional inker or anything. There was a lot on because of 2020 we all did a lot of experimentation, so I just drew a lot more than I had in a while. Can't tell from this drawing probably, but this nib's a little finer than the other one that I used last time, which was the spoon nib or something. I don't know about Einstein, but this is what my mustache does. It's very unkempt. That's definitely popping against the background. Trying to make sure I don't draw with the wrong side by accident, because apparently they can wear the nib out, and also much more scratchy. I have a tendency to roll a pen, so it's still very wet. This is a watercolor paper, and it's not really absorbing it as well as I'd hoped it would. So I'll just try to keep my hand afloat. Just kind of coloring this point. This is really shady. That's how I want it to look anyway. I'm not doing Einstein any justice with this drawing. That's okay though. A lot of these lines don't have to be this hard, but I like the way it looks when it's like that. I'm also trying to get my damn hand off of the paper because I'm not trying to spread this ink everywhere. Pulling up some of this ink because it's just pulling in there, so it's not such a harsh blend. Okay, nothing else that looks interesting. Fun with the inks. I just realized I didn't put a little button. Not that important, but I'll do it anyway. All right, I'm just gonna kind of cross hatch this. Just rotating the paper so don't get this shit all over the place. That's all right if I get it smudged around. It's hard to see that pen nib. Let me not knock this damn jar over. I swear to God. Knowing me, kind of cartooning his eyes up a little bit so they stand out. It's also just kind of how I sketched him, but I'll get the hang of this little thing eventually. Maybe by the time InkTober is over. Well, doesn't 100% look like him, but that's okay. Just experimenting, having a little bit of fun. Ink is not forgiving, so if you make a mistake, just gonna have to live with it. Can always white it out, I guess. Really want to. All right, I'm just gonna do this. Well, ain't perfect, but it is what. I guess I'll go ahead and sign it. There you go. Now that I made a mess. Hopefully that was mostly on camera. This is not too terrible. I'm gonna let that dry up, and that's it.